The first example today is this. X to the negative 1 power is the same thing as saying 1 over x. X to the negative 2 power is the same as 1 over x to the square, x squared. If you add x to the negative third, that's 1 over x to the third power. If I had x to the negative 2 over y, I would move that x squared to the bottom, make it positive, keep it with the y, and put a 1 on top. If I had x to the negative third, y to the second, I would move that x to the negative third to the bottom, make the exponent positive, and keep the y to the second on the top. This works the same if it's on the bottom. X to the negative third over y to the negative second. X to the negative third would go to the bottom, become a positive third, and then on the top you would have y to the positive second power. If I had 1 over x to the negative 2, y to the negative fourth, both of those would go to the top and become x to the second, y to the fourth. Try this one and drop it off. Solution to the practice problem is 1 over x to the second, y to the fourth. Solution to the bonus is x to the fourth, y to the sixth. Another practice problem. The solution for the practice problem. You should have x to the fourth, y to the sixth, because this becomes positive on top. The solution for the bonus is to look at the 4 over 6. Never leave 4 over 6. 4 over 6 can be reduced. 2 goes into both of those numbers. So you have a 2 over 3 to start with. Then you have x squared over x. Leaves you with an x on top. 2 minus 1 is 1. Exponent is 1. So 2x over 3 is the answer. Another practice problem. 12x to the negative second power over 8y to the negative 3 power. The solution for the practice is to start by dividing 12 and 8 by the highest number that will go into each of them. 4 goes into 12 3 times, into 8 twice. Then you have negative exponents. This goes to the bottom, becomes positive. This goes to the top, becomes positive. 3y cubed over 2x squared. Solution for the bonus problem. 4 goes into 12 and 16. Into 16 4 times, into 12 3 times. So you have at least a 4 over 3. And then the largest power of x is on the bottom. 6 minus 4 is 2. 4 over 3x squared. Practice problem. This is 15 x to the negative 2 over 10 y to the third. For the practice problem, 5 will go into 15 3 times, into 10 twice. So you have a 3 over 2 to start with. This goes to the bottom, becomes a positive x squared, and then you have y to the third that is still down there. 3 over 2x squared, y to the third. The solution for the bonus problem is that the x squares cancel out. And 24 divided by 12 is 2. 2 over 1 is not the final answer. 2 is the answer. Here's another practice problem. This one is 12 x to the second over 18 y to the negative 2. Solution for the practice problem. 6 goes into 12 twice and into 18 3 times. So you have 2 over 3 to start with. The x squared stays on the top, and this y to the negative 2 goes to the top and becomes positive. 2x squared y squared over 3. Here's the bonus problem. The bonus problem is 18x to the fourth over 16x to the fifth. For the bonus problem, 2 goes into 18 and 16, 9 and 8 times respectively. So at the least you have a 9 over 8. But the largest power of x is on the bottom. 5 minus 4 is 1, so it's 9 over 8x. Here's an example. 4x to the negative second, y to the negative third, over 8x to the negative third, y to the negative seventh. In this case, you're going to have to flip stuff after you simplify. So 4 and 8, that will cancel out to a 1 over 2. So just put the 2 on the bottom. The x to the negative third will go to the top. The x to the negative second can go to the bottom. And then the y to the negative seventh goes to the top, and that becomes positive 7. And y to the negative third goes to the bottom, becomes y to the positive third. From there you have to simplify. There's nothing to simplify the 2 with. It's already been reduced. But x to the third over x to the second is just x on the top. And y to the seventh over y to the third is y to the fourth on the top. xy to the fourth over 2. In this problem we have 12x to the second, y to the negative third, over 4x to the negative third, y to the fourth. Simplify the fraction of 12 over 4 first. 12 over 4 cancels out to 3. So we'll have a 3 on top to start with. Now you have an x to the negative third from the bottom that's going to the top. The x to the second that's on the top stays there, and the x to the third joins it. It was negative, now it becomes positive. On the bottom you have y to the fourth. It stays there, but this y to the negative third will join it and become a positive exponent. There's nothing to simplify the 3 with, but on the top you have x squared times x to the third, which is x to the fifth. And on the bottom, y to the fourth, y to the third is y to the seventh. 3x to the fifth over y to the seventh. Practice problem. 16x to the negative 2, y to the second, over 12x to the fourth, y to the negative fifth. Solution for the practice problem is to cancel 16 over 12 into 4 over 3. Now you're going to have an x to the negative 2 that's going to go to the bottom and join the x to the fourth. And then on the top you have y to the second that stays. This y to the negative fifth joins it and becomes positive y to the fifth. Now, the 4 over 3 stays, but we have this to simplify. That's y to the seventh, and on the bottom, that's x to the sixth.